Yo guys, this is Andy Baptist from OptimizeFit.com, and I'm here today to put together a little list and show you 12 reasons why everybody should be weight training. Here we go. I really can't emphasize this enough of how important it is to exercise. Now, a lot of times people will think, doing yoga or Pilates or just counting their steps on their Fitbit is sufficient to get their daily dose of exercise. And I would actually argue that a lot of these things are good, but they shouldn't be your primary focus of your fitness level. What you need is a solid foundation, and that foundation always needs to come from a weightlifting program where you're actually lifting heavy weights, sometimes multiple times a week depending on your program, or once a week if you have a very solid program like a high intensity training program like one that I actually train my clients with. But regardless, you need to have a solid foundation to build off of, and then you can enjoy these other activities. I like to do yoga, and I like to, participate in other exercise-based recreational activities, but I wouldn't call that my main focus of getting fit. I'm able to get stronger and more well-rounded in my just general fitness because I have a solid weight training program. So that's what this list is supposed to, or is like my goal, is to help you understand that in more detail. So let's get into it. The first one is decrease age-induced sarcopenia. So what that means is sarcopenia is a fancy scientific name for muscle loss as we age. And it's been found that as we continue to age, we can lose a lot of muscle mass. And that can spur a lot of different health issues down the road. So it's very, very important to be lifting heavy stuff to maintain good muscle mass over the years. And especially as you get older, you tend to lose muscle mass even faster. So that's more the reason why even elderly people should be lifting heavy things. The next one is better posture. When you exercise, it's going to strengthen the muscles down the spine. It's going to balance you if you're doing a proper strength training program. It's sort of exposing those muscular imbalances, and it will allow you to be in better alignment as you're going through your day. This is good and has a positively outward rippling effect, because you're going to then, having your body being supported better, you're going to be less prone to develop bad habits and then sort of dig yourself into a ditch where you begin to develop injuries and things like that down the road. When you lift weights, you get a better physique. That's kind of a no-brainer, but as we get stronger, we get more toned, we put on more muscle mass if that's what your genetics will allow. It just depends on who you are, but you're going to optimize your body type to be the best, most fit version of that. And as we look better in the mirror, we feel more confident, so that also has a really positive effect in our day-to-day lives as well. You're going to get injured less as well when you lift weights. Again, a lot of this is kind of overlapping, but you're supporting yourself and building strength around the joints in different areas, so you're less prone to put yourself in compromising positions or situations. And if you do, hopefully nothing bad happens, but if you do get into a bad situation like a car accident, or you fall off your bike or fall down the stairs or something crazy, you're more protected in a way that you're less prone to actually get injured. There was a client of mine who actually is an older gentleman, and he fell off a ladder, and he was super, super surprised. He thought he was going to break a hip or something, but he actually just got up, dusted himself off, and was fine, to his amazement. And this was because he was strength training. And then another thing is you just can do the activities, the physical activities you like better. So again, you're creating that foundation, that strength platform to which you can build off of. So then if you like to play sports, or you like to do some sort of recreational activity, you have that extra strength that you can pour into those specific activities and improve upon them even better and do them even easier because you have that extra strength. And it's actually been shown that lifting weights can actually improve your general mental health. Things like depression goes down, cognitive abilities increase, so you actually can think clearer. Mood is just generally increased. A lot of positive things can come about by just lifting weights, which then leads to increased energy. You're actually increasing your metabolic function, you're able to actually have more energy, as well as your hormones are going to be more balanced and working in a more functional way. So it just generally is tightening the bolts, and your fitness levels being tightened and better regulated and improved through all this, and as a positive result is you get more energy. Usually having more energy is always a positive sign that your body's running at a good functioning capacity, because when you feel tired and burnt out, that usually means things are breaking down or you need more rest. Conversely, more energy, better. So as I mentioned, as you're getting stronger, you're actually increasing your hormones balance, and it's just function just better overall. Men, for example, see a pretty decent surge in testosterone, which is an anabolic hormone. It helps them develop more muscle mass and things like that. Women too develop a little bit of that, but also just their general hormones become more balanced. And also, this is a nice little parlay into me giving a little asterisk that a lot of times women are scared to lift weights because they're afraid they're going to look like giant bodybuilders. And the reason why this is a total myth is because women don't have as much testosterone as men. So what happens to women is they just become more toned, and their waist gets smaller and their thighs get more trimmed, and all those parts of their body that they want to look better start to look better. And that's a result of weightlifting. So unless your genetics allow you to have giant biceps, you're not going to allow, your body's not going to allow yourself to have those giant biceps. So women should never be scared to go into the gym and lift weights. And if you're doing a really good strength training program like the ones that I instruct, like a high intensity training one, very slow motion, very intense type of weightlifting program, you even can see a surge in your mineral bone density increasing. So the density of your bones actually getting stronger, which, obviously, as I said earlier, you're less prone to get injured and things like that. But it's a really interesting finding that you can increase your bone density just by lifting heavy weights. And lifting weights helps you live longer. Tufts University did a study, and they found that the more muscle mass someone develops is correlated positively with health and longevity, better than other biomarkers like cholesterol and things of that nature, which is huge because most of the time people don't think about that and don't really think about the value of getting more fit in that capacity. So that's a big thing if you're really considering wanting to have long-term health and fitness. And then the final point I want to bring up is lifting weights is by far one of the best means to maximize weight loss. And the reason why is the more muscle mass you have, the more your body has to maintain that. So our body wants to always run efficiently, and it always wants to not waste anything. So if you're not using muscle, that's going to be the first thing to go. Now, if you try to maintain muscle by lifting weight, your body's going to have to work a lot harder, and your metabolism is going to have to run a lot faster to maintain that muscle mass. So it can actually work as a really good way to burn fat and actually keep your body in a really fit way. So I actually find that lifting weights can actually have a more significant metabolic effect and a fat burning effect than even like running and things that people typically think, because as you put on that more muscle, you're going to have to maintain that, which is then going to keep you in a more toned and fit way. In fact, to really drive the point home, check out my actual blog post on this, where I actually cite a study that shows that over 75% of long distance runners neither lose weight, and some actually gain weight by running 4 times a week long distance. So it really shows that the whole idea of like, oh, if I keep running, I'm going to burn more calories is a total myth. If anything, you just lose more muscle mass by having to do that, because your body has to actually break down that muscle fiber to convert it into sugar to burn it when you're doing these long distance types of running. So I hope you guys found that interesting, and if you haven't been developing some sort of weight training program, I hope this kind of inspires you to go into the gym and start lifting heavy stuff at least once a week. And please check out my website and see about the protocol that I instruct and that I advocate as a really, really good way to build your strength and fitness. So that's it for now, guys. If you have any questions, please leave me comments. Please check out my post on the 12 reasons why you should be weight training. And that's it for now. Take care.